Hello folks, this is Gábor talking about or announcing Operation Digital Freedom. This is the beginning. And I want to talk about three things. First is that why am I undergoing Operation Digital Freedom? What it is and what is it that I want to achieve with it, including the first step that I'm going to do. And first of all, I want to start with a disclaimer because I'm making this video after a big hiatus, approximately 2 months of hiatus. And I want to talk about the reasons why I had this silence, but not now, in another video. For now, I think this is a good time to announce Operation Digital Freedom because if you check the news last week, there was a huge plummet in Facebook stocks. They left or lost huge value on their assets. And it was also the first time that Facebook actually lost users, so that there were actually more people who left Facebook than who actually came to Facebook. And what I think is that it is going to be a trend, so that there are going to be less and less people on Facebook because of the trust issues that we have. But I don't really want to predict what is going to happen with Facebook, now called Meta. I don't give a fuck, for me it's still Facebook. So I don't really care what happens with them. All I know is that I don't really want, and by not really, I mean not at all, Facebook in my life. And when it comes to that, it's not only Facebook, but also Google and Microsoft. Probably there are other big players, but those are the ones who I see impact my life the most, and I want them out the most. Out from my life, that is. Why? There are two main reasons. First is that what I mentioned, the trust issues. So ever since Edward Snowden came out, with his whistleblowing, it is quite obvious, for me at least, and I think many other people too, is that we can't really trust big tech companies. By not really, I mean not at all. I don't trust them, that's all I know. And seeing how they deal with our data, with my data, is that they make me a commodity, actually, is not okay for me. And I do realize that if I'm in the system, I agree with what they are doing. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I want out of this system. And the second biggest reason is that I also agree with the people who say that there is nothing really social in social media. That, of course, we show how our life looks like, but is it really a true depiction of what my life is? Is it really a true depiction of what your life is? I don't know. I think no, not at all. And I don't want to participate in an illusion that essentially leads to mass mental illness, where we just show what other people want to see or what we think other people want to see, and to let the system help us completely ignore all the parts of life that we don't like to look at. And that's not okay. That's not okay. And I don't want to do it anymore. So what is it that I want to do? Well, I realize, yeah, and you probably realize it too, because you watch this video either on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. So that means that I'm not going to just kill everything from one day to the next, because I do realize that there are actually benefits from the big tech that I still appreciate. For example, a platform where I can connect with people, with my audience. And I also realize that I need time to get rid of the system first, There are psychological reasons for that, because I'm also pretty addicted to much of the stuff that that Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram has to offer. So I need time for psychological recovery first, and also need time to build something new, to replace whatever is lost when I get rid of big tech. So with keeping in mind all this, what should be my next step? Well, my next step is going to target my Facebook friends. Because what I did realize is that I had at the peak 3,003 Facebook friends. And I also added just a couple of people to reach 3,000. That's, yeah, like a stupid ego thing. But anyway, I reached 3,000, and then I thought, okay, this is enough, because hey, 3,000 people, I can't really manage all these relationships. I can't really turn these into meaningful relationships. And I don't want to keep these relationships because one day I might turn them into money. That just makes no sense for me. Also because I have a goal, and this is what I announced on my blog, hgz dot, what is that? Not Blogspot. Well, one of the blogs, yeah. hgz dot something dot org probably. Anyway, so I announced there that in 2022 I actually want to focus on building meaningful relationships. So I want to get rid of all the deadwood of relationships that I guess many people. And that's why I started deleting friends from Facebook. I deleted approximately 350 people already. And I did realize that these are people who I mostly don't even know. So do I really want to keep them? No, not really. I just need to face it that no, those relationships are over anyway. Or even if they're not over, I can't really make them meaningful. And by doing deletion of Facebook friends, I also want to identify the people first who I need to focus on more with letting them go, because I still have some sort of an emotional attachment. Or maybe there are people who actually didn't focus on, but there is still a good potential of creating a meaningful relationship with them. So this is the next step that I want to do, to delete friends on Facebook, to identify the core people that I want to, well, pay more attention to let go, or pay more attention to keep in my life. And then I will move on to retrieve my data from Facebook and delete Facebook. And I will do the same in the meanwhile with Instagram. I plan to finish all of this around May, or the best case until around April. And I want to achieve this goal of getting rid of entirely Microsoft, Google, and Facebook until next March. So there is a lot of learning, and there is a lot of tough situations probably on the way that I'm getting ready to deal with. But again, I want to repeat, essentially I'm doing Operation Digital Freedom. I almost said digital Facebook. That's how much this shit is embedded in my mind, and I hate it. So I want to do Operation Digital Freedom to keep a healthy mind and to focus my energies not on the digital world that gives me no satisfaction anymore, but I actually want to use all the energies that I free to concentrate on the people that I really want in my life. And if you have any suggestions for me, I'm absolutely open. Please let me know once you have a suggestion. And hey, wish me luck. I might need it. Until next time.